Hey guys, Michael from Copper vs Glass, and on my OnePlus 2, if I head into the settings, go to the About phone, you can see that I'm running Android 5.1.1, which is Lollipop. Now OnePlus did state that they would have Marshmallow on the OnePlus 2 by the end of the first quarter of 2016, and we're pretty much there now. So have they done it? Well, kind of, but it's in beta. You see, for the longest time you had to have a Nexus device like this Nexus 6P to get the latest version of Android, and as you can see here it's running 6.0.1 Marshmallow, but that's kind of changed. Newer devices like the Samsung Galaxy S7, LG G5 and also the new HTC 10 have Marshmallow on board, but for some reason certain phones like the Galaxy S6 and OnePlus 2, in other words last generation phones, get left behind. Well, not anymore. OnePlus has just announced the beta for Marshmallow on the OnePlus 2 and it's actually very stable. So to get access to the beta, all you need to do is go to Chrome and go to this forum on the OnePlus One website, which I'll have linked in the description down below. Now it gives you a bit of information about the actual update itself, and also there is a download link to download the software direct to your device. Now once you've done that, it will take you to the customer support page, and that should give you a quick run through of how to actually install the software on your device. As you can see here, Oxygen OS 3.0 beta, which includes Marshmallow. It gives you a bunch of information and also how to flash the ROM to your device, but there are some issues. Let me explain. See, I followed the tutorial on the OnePlus site to the T. I downloaded the actual software itself, got my USB Type-C cable, connected it to my computer, and then I was all ready to go. However, I then started to run into some major issues with not being able to actually put the software onto the SD portion of the device itself, like it tells you to in the instructions. I tried for a good 5 or 10 minutes, as you can see here, to get everything done, but it just wouldn't do it, and I didn't really know what to do. So what I actually done was went over to my OnePlus 2, turned off the device and booted into recovery mode by holding the volume down button and also the power button at the same time. So what I then done was waited for the device to reboot, clicked on English, install from SD, went down to my downloads folder, and then the software was ready and waiting for me, clicked on it, clicked yes to install, and then everything was ready to go, and it was then installing the newest version of the software without the need for a PC or my USB Type-C cable. So again, this is probably the simplest install of any software that I've done, and it's very easy to do and pretty painless, to be perfectly honest. And then all you have to do is wait for it to install, and then your device will restart, and this takes around 7 to 10 minutes, and then you've got Marshmallow running on the OnePlus 2. Now if you look on the forums for OnePlus, you can see that some people are saying that there are some issues with the Wi-Fi connectivity in the beta, because it is still in beta, so do keep that in mind. However, I've not had any issues whatsoever, and it feels like a finished piece of software. Now the great thing about this is when over-the-air updates do eventually start to come out for the OnePlus 2 and Marshmallow, you will still be able to get them even though you've flashed the ROM on there yourself. So again, you've not really got anything to worry about moving forward. So what we're going to be doing now is taking a look at some of the new features in Marshmallow on the OnePlus 2 to see if it's actually worth doing this a little bit early and not waiting. The first major improvement, and something that was actually a long time coming, is the fingerprint sensor on the OnePlus 2. As you can see here, all you need to do is just tap your thumb or your finger onto the actual sensor itself, and it unlocks the device lightning quick. Now this is something that I wasn't necessarily a fan of with the OnePlus 2 originally, as I felt that the fingerprint sensor was a little bit slower coming from my iPhone 6 that I had previously. However, with this update it is lightning fast, and as you can see from this angle here, all you need to do is just tap down and then it's going to unlock the device straight away, which is a really great improvement. Next up is something very simple, but something that I actually use on a pretty much daily basis, and that is a new way to switch out the wallpaper. Now as you know, every time I do a video I pretty much have a different wallpaper on my device, so having a super quick and really convenient way to change the wallpaper doesn't actually mean quite a lot to me, and unlike something like a stock Nexus device, you can actually change it so that the lock screen and your home screen have a completely separate wallpaper, which is something that I know a lot of people want from a Nexus but don't currently have. So again, it's really easy to do and it looks really nice as well, and you've also got some other options within the settings of the actual launcher itself in terms of hiding the search bar. So if you don't want to have the Google Now search bar at the top of your device, or you want to turn off the shelf feature, then you can do so within this setting to get a really clean look on your device. However, I like having it there. I'm not a fan of pressing the home button, and you don't get that swipe over like you get in Google Now, but it's really easy to bring it back, so that's not necessarily a problem. We then have some massive improvements improvements to the camera and also a way to launch the camera. Now, as you can see here, if you go to the lock screen, you can swipe in to get straight to the camera, or you can do it from the icon on your home screen. And again, that's really quick and convenient to do so, or you can do a double tap of the home button by using the gestures in the settings. But now you can just do a very quick double tap on the power button, and then it's going to go straight into the camera application. Now, this is really convenient, and it's something that the Nexus 6 has and some other Android devices, so it's a really good way to do it. The actual camera application has also had some changes as well that makes it look a bit more like a Nexus device, but it's just got some more functionality. You can change the aspect ratio of your photos, so if you love taking Instagram pics, then you've got an option here for the 1:1 grid size. You can turn on or off the grid and also change things like the timer, HDR, HD photos, which is where it takes a bunch of different photos to make one large photo with a bunch of megapixels, and also the flash options. You've then also got a pull-out menu here for the side where you can access things like time-lapse, slow motion, video mode, and the really awesome manual mode that's built into the OnePlus 2 to change things like ISO, focus, and also white balance. Now, if I jump back into the standard photo option, there is also a really awesome way to switch between photo and video just by swiping up or down on your screen. As you can see here, you can swipe down to get to the video mode, and you can then swipe again to get back to the photo mode, so it's a really quick and convenient way to do it. You've also got some options here for 4K, 1080p, slow-mo, 720p, and all the video options you can think of within this little slider down the bottom here as well. So again, it's super convenient to actually have everything on screen and not need to dig into all the menus and things. It's also a lot faster at taking photos. As you can see here, it takes the photos a lot quicker whether you're using HDR or not, and you can also then just hold down on the button to get a 20-shot burst mode, which is really good if you do want to get those action shots and you don't want to miss it. So overall, I'm super impressed with the improvements to the camera. Now, OnePlus claims that there's 30% improvements in terms of the actual device itself, and while that might not necessarily be true, there are definitely some improvements to the performance of the OnePlus 2. 3D intensive games and just in general moving around the OS is buttery smooth, especially if you are using the stock launcher that comes with the OnePlus 2, which beforehand I wasn't, but it's actually pretty good. You're also going to see some improvements to the battery on the OnePlus 2 as well, thanks to the feature within Marshmallow. And as you can see here, doing the battery test in Geekbench 3, I'm getting around 5 and a bit hours of screen on time, which is actually really good, going from 100% straight down to 0, and that's on par with a lot of flagships that are coming out now. And the last major feature that I want to mention is the ambient display mode. Now, if you just wave your hand over the device when the screen is locked, you can see that it brings up a really nice clock on a black background. Now, it also has notifications for certain applications as well, so if you have any missed calls, WhatsApp messages, Instagram notifications, everything's going to show up with this ambient mode, and it's a really nice convenient way to get access to your notifications just by pulling your phone out of your pocket, seeing the ambient mode, and then unlocking the phone if you need to. So as you can see, there are major updates here, and there are also some smaller things like the Marshmallow app tray, which is a really nice improvement because I love the vertically scrolling app tray, and also certain things like moving around the quick toggles, editing them, moving them, taking them away, so that's a really nice feature as well. Now, would I recommend this for everybody in terms of actually installing Marshmallow now on your OnePlus 2 instead of waiting, because it is eventually going to come out and everyone's going to be able to get it over the air? Well, I actually would. The fact that you don't actually have to use your PC and it's really simple to do is definitely the thing that does it for me, and just in general the fact that it doesn't actually feel like beta software. As you can see here, moving around the OS is buttery smooth and I've had no problems whatsoever, and I actually filmed this video roughly around a week ago, so I have been using Marshmallow on my OnePlus 2 solidly for the last 7 to 8 days, and I've had no issues whatsoever. I haven't had the device crash on me, I haven't had any problems at all, so I would definitely recommend it for anyone that wants the latest version of Marshmallow on their Android device, in our case the OnePlus 2, and again I'm going to have links in the description down below to get access to that download that I mentioned at the start of the video. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below, and if you've got any questions or comments about installing Marshmallow, leave them in the comment section down below or contact me on Twitter at copper_glass. For more great content, don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Oh, come on camera.